Hi. Hi, chat. I am back after a very, very lovely, very fun, weekend. Words. um, I was away for a week because I had an anniversary with my partner and we were, busy. But I am back now. It was very fun and I am just gonna be doodling today. Again, no surprise. But also I'm going to be listening to Not Malcolm. I've been loving his videos personally recently, and he's doing one on what Love in Deep Space, the recent drama, and I know what's going on vaguely. Like, I know it's over this new possible love interest, but people also want the game to progress because apparently it hasn't gotten like a lot of progression lately. I loved Love in Deep Space. I just got really busy and haven't had the opportunity to uh to play it as much. But anyway, we're gonna watch that and we're gonna doodle while I work on something. Um yeah, it's gonna be fun. Mm, of course. Uh and okay, okay, I think it's all good. We're going to hope it's all good. We are going to hope it's all good. Hope the vibes are immaculate. And we're just gonna chill today. Well, yeah.
Do you dream of
Oh, sweet Jesus. That's scary. I apologize. That absolutely scared me. Oh, God. Okay, wait. Is my volume okay? That actually. I apologize.
some rich, hairless men fawning over you,
Did you tie me up because I did something bad?
competing for your attention?
At least
Sweet Jeebus. That was loud in my ears. Okay. I'm going to. I'm gonna bring this down just a little bit. Hopefully this doesn't blow your eardrums. And let me know if you can't hear it. I think it's good.
this proves no other guys tried to flirt with you while I was away.
Buying you tampons when you're on your period?
You need them, so I'm willing to get them. Is that a bad thing?
It's the first day of your period. How are you
Okay, listen. For the lonely single ladies, I get it. I sympathize, okay? They want to they want a man considerate like that and concerned for their being like when it initially came out, I remember people losing their minds over that. Like, I'm like, to be fair, don't dudes have like a VTuber period tracker? So really, is it that different? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like, that's just a personal thing to me. I don't think it's that different, but whatever. Hi, Yzma. We are watching Not Malcolm, Love in Deep Space over the current drama. It's oh my goodness. We are not going to be mean today, actually. We are going to be nice. We are going to be vibing and we're going to be chill, okay? Cuz you know what? I'm going to be nice today, okay? I just came back after a week off cuz it was my anniversary with my partner. I am in good vibes today, okay? We're not going to call people pathetic losers. We are not calling anybody pathetic losers today. I don't think. Hopefully.
Well, look no further than Love and Deep Throat. Fuck me. That was a 40.
Okay, listen. As a girly who used to play Love in Deep Space, he's not wrong. If we're gonna be real here, we're gonna be honest. He's not wrong.
Slip.
Come to me, powers of darkness, powers of whoreness and slutness.
Yep.
Love and Deep Space, aka the game with hot, sexy
Oh
men
my God.
who always do and say exactly the right thing.
Do you want to feel it? Then
Bro, listen. People who I used to play Love in Deep Space, life just be lifing, and I stopped playing it just because I got busy. Love in Deep Space, people who play that religiously, who have spent money on it, who are dedicated, they are a different breed. Okay, you need to understand. They are an entirely different breed. Like you thought you knew. Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know. Advanced audio. Oh, I'm going to put it to. Oh my god, no, not 1,000. Not 1,000. Okay, I put it to 125. Let me know if that's better. And yeah. Yeah, so from my understanding, there was this new dude, Val, I keep thinking Valtor for Winx Club, that's not it. But like, Valder or whatever, he, like, people thought he was, like, I heard some people say he was misogynistic or something, and I'm like, okay. I haven't played Love in Deep Space in forever, so I'm not entirely sure. And then they canceled him, like they canceled his implementation, and people were complaining like, why didn't you put him in? And then people are like, why are you adding a new character when you haven't advanced the story in forever, like the actual overall story of Love in Deep Space? And I'm like, okay, that one's actually a fair critique. That one's fair. But people who play Love in Deep Space and spend all that money on it and play religiously like every day are an entire different breed. They are an entire different species that I'm not built like that, guys. They scare me. I mean, that is fair. Okay, because like the thing is with my favorite was Silas and Caleb. Um Silas, I think, at the time, from what I remember, was the closest to misogyny because he was like the dark romance type guy. So that's fair. But I don't know. I feel like, they remind me a lot of the Wattpad, the AO3, if you really know, the fanfiction.net and Quotev girlies. Like, if you know, you know. They are an entire different species. I don't know if I'm built like that. Like, I've been out of the game. I have been out of the game like that, man. Like, I peek in, I'm like, hey, how are you guys doing? And then I see what's going on, and I'm like, okay, remember to drink water. I'm gonna go. They scare me.
you can tell me how you feel, baby.
I'm sorry. Okay. No, 50 Shades of Grey was so like if we're okay, listen. I get it. I get the dark romance girlies. Like you don't have to explain yourself. Not to me. You don't have to explain yourself. I'm just saying if we're going by technical definitions, we need to be honest about it. We need to be honest about it. And if you want to be in denial, it's okay, girly. Trust me, I was there. Okay. Quick tiny lore. So about 5 years ago, I had a friend I was super close to. I've told her things I've never told anybody else, or shared things I've never shared with others. she and I unintentionally think I got her into male ASMR. Listen. Don't. We listen and we don't judge. Okay. Let me let me explain myself. So, there were two very specific creators who collabed together for like a series, like a mini series project. And when stop, be quiet, Yzma. So she and I, when they would drop a new audio as part of that series, she and I would go out, we would grab something to eat, we would sit in our car in an empty parking lot, we put the phone on Bluetooth, and we would listen to the entire audio together, and we would just talk. And we'd be like, oh my god, girl, can you believe this? Oh my god, girl, can you believe this? It was a phase. It was a time. I have spent well into the 3 digits amount of money. Be quiet. Be quiet. Hush, Yzma. I have spent well into the 3 digits on Patreon male ASMR, and I'm not ashamed. I'm gonna be real. They were very talented individuals, and they deserved every penny. I don't pay for it anymore. I have a partner now who can do that for me. But it was a time when I tell you, it was almost into the 4 digits. It was a time. Okay. So when people talk to me about these type of subjects, I'm like, girl or guy or whatever, listen. You're not gonna talk to me, Yzma, okay? I know deep in my heart, are you any better? Be so dead ass. Are you any better? I know you have. But people don't need to explain themselves on this stuff to me. I'm like, I've been there. I spent the money. I know what happened, what goes on. You don't need to make an excuse with me. But anyway, oh my god. Be quiet. Be quiet, Yzma. We're getting so off track. But oh my god, we're gonna just play the video. We're getting so off track, and I'm not doing a single thing.
It boasts a player base in the tens of millions, with an army of adoring, passionate fans logging in every day to roleplay with their favorite horned beefcake. And I'm not making that up, he does have horns, his name is Silas, and we must protect him at all costs.
How do you expect me to respond to your aimless flirtation?
Love and Deep Space
Shut up. He was my favorite, okay? I aimed for every single card I could get of him for every single date. Shut up. I don't need your judgment. I'm not gonna judge anybody else, okay?
January 2024, and it was an overnight success. Truly, this game's popularity can be described as nothing short of meteoric, and it quickly became one of the most popular gacha games in the entire world.
Oh my god, be quiet. You better not. But, I mean, to be fair, I personally am not that surprised by what they did. If anyone knows anything about Obey Me, that blasted off because of the Ultimate game community. It may be, in my opinion, communities like that, they're niche communities, but they are very loyal. They are very dedicated. So when they find a really good quality game in that type of niche, I'm not entirely surprised they made it so well. Like, girls love a good otome. Oh, absolutely. I if you're scared of them, it's okay. I'm scared too.
Well, that is, until recently. Over the last few few weeks, Love and Deep Space has been rocked by a series of allegations: cultural insensitivity, glorifying domestic violence, racism, homophobia, literally any terrible thing you can think of, name it, and Love and Deep Space has been accused of it. And all of this has culminated.
Okay. Listen, don't be scaredies, my. But I don't know. Okay, to be fair, we all listen and judge. But it's, I don't know, personally, from what I guess it's like a very select part of those communities, those very dedicated communities that don't, I guess, like, particularly care or aren't particularly bothered, because it's like they personally distinguish, like, this is purely fiction. No, this is only fiction. There's nothing more. But I don't know. Is it rude of me to think it's a little over dramatic? I don't personally understand. But then again, I haven't played in a good while, so I didn't see him. This Valco guy. At my internship, there was that woman who was like, I'm scared the therapist I talked to is gonna judge me so bad. Listen. I used to have a therapist who I was like, girl. And she was like, girl. Like, she and I always chat, and like, it's like, yeah, she had a job to do, but I'm just like, girl, you won't believe this. I don't know, there's just different therapists for different people. But I don't know. I don't. Yeah, I personally really love those types of therapists. Like, yes, they have a job to do, but at the same time, it's just like, girl, I'm telling you, this is what happened. And like, I used to see mine weekly, so I'm like, girl, you won't believe what happened this week. Oh my god. But it's, I don't know. Is it rude of me to think they're just being a bit over dramatic? I mean, again, I don't know the entire, well, that's the point of this video, to understand the overall situation, so.
In protests, petitions, boycotts, and fans sending boxes of feces to the publishers.
Dead ass, when I was going through that phase, I did talk to her about it. I never played it for her. But I would talk to her, I'm like, girl, you won't believe the audio that dropped this week. Oh my god. It was funny. I thought it was funny.
Headquarters.
The Love and Deep Space community sent Infold's offices cow poo.
Needless to say, Love and Deep Space is in really deep shit. But before we continue, a word from...
Listen. That is exactly why they scare me. Because they are dedicated, they are very focused and driven, and they will go Love and Deep shit. They'll get it done. They will make sure you know. They will get their point across, and I feel like there are not many hard limits for them. So that's my personal opinion, and it's very fair to be scared of them. I am.
Today's sponsor.
Oh my god! Of course, of course we get an ad trying to skip.
Support my co-host.
Train has
Corporate headquarters of Love and Deep Space or any game company. We also have a Patreon where we're posting bonus content.
Oh my god, K-pop stands are scary too. They very much are scary. I want to go to a K-pop concert, but I'm scared. Also, there are no K-pop concerts near me, so I want to see ATEEZ and Stray Kids. I love them. I'm an AT and I'm Stay, so. Oh my god, a Stay Tiny. A Stay Tiny.
Every week, So go check out Oversimulated. It'll be linked below. Please subscribe, follow us on Spotify, Apple. It is made just for the male gaze. And then there's Love in Deep Space, which also features bouncing tiggly bitties, but this time they belong to pale, shirtless men with zero body hair and a center part. You can't forget the center part.
Like, look!
Yeah, yeah, no, that's a very... Listen, when Luxium first debuted, I actually did watch Vox streams. And then when what was his name? What was his name? I don't remember. It's another wave late that came later. He also had a deep voice. I don't remember, but I used to watch him as well, and then we found out more about what was going on in Niji Sanji with the whole Doki Bird situation, and I'm like, I can't. Personally, it's to me, I would have trouble sitting with myself if I continued watching them. Even though, in my personal opinion, darn it, what was that other? He had white hair-ish, like blue hair-ish. Yeah, I stopped watching Nisanji. Bottom line, I couldn't sit with myself if I kept watching, so.
Dude, he's got implants! That's not real! That's not real,
Love in Deep Space is what they call an otome.
Listen. I don't blame you. I did not blame him. He was like, those are implants. I'm like, listen, bestie. The ultimate game community, the community like that, in that niche, they'll do it. They scare me. They do. They really, really do.
Game, or as they say in Japanese, otome game. And I'm not being racist, that's literally how they say it. Okay, look it up. If you don't know, an otome game is basically a game that's made for women, where you play as a female protagonist and you try to get with a bunch of hot dudes. It's like The Bachelorette, but in a video game. At its core, Love in Deep Space is a dating simulation game, and since its launch 2 years ago, it has quickly become the most popular otome game in the entire world.
Shh. Be a good girl and stay quiet.
In fact, it's...
Shut up. Hey, Spike, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sweet Grievous. Hey, Spike. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Oh my god. No, Spike, I'm sorry. No cry. But Love in Deep Space, oh my god. One thing Genshin type games and ultimate games have in common: characters with the chest. Simpo type. Yeah, no, you're right. Listen. I can't defend myself. I was trying to defend myself, and I'm like, I played Love in Deep Space. I was deep in the trenches. Shut up. I'm surprised. Be quiet. Stop judging me.
one of the most popular games in the world, period. Love in Deep Space's success makes a lot of sense, too. When you think about it, there was clearly a void in the market. Pretty much every game is made to appeal to male players, and just generally speaking, female characters in most games are meticulously crafted to appeal to male players. But believe it or not, women play games too, and they deserve to see some beefcakes when they do play. And yes, those beefcakes get bonus points if they rub your feet and give you a massage when you're on your period.
Today's the first day of your period. Do you feel uncomfortable? If you're okay.
Okay, chat, I need you to not judge me. Okay, we're gonna be honest. We're gonna sit here, we're gonna listen, and we are not gonna judge. I used to have such a I used to have such an interest in yanderes and ultimate games where I would make purchases on Etsy of comfort character packages and letters and journal entries of said characters, and one of them was Xavier from Love and Deep Space, and Silas, and other. I was gone. I was very, very gone. Listen, I need you to not judge me. I need you to look me in the eye. Look me in the eye. I have recovered. I have recovered. Okay, I am. No, you're fine. You're fine, Spike. I just probably wasn't. I just genuinely. I just. But listen. Listen. I there was yes. This is Yzma. Yzma has been very, very Yzma has been along for the ride for a bit. Oh my god. Yzma, I will have blackmail now. But I was in the trenches, okay, for a good few years. My paychecks immediately went to that Etsy store, okay? Listen, it was so long ago, and it was for a certain. I made. Okay, wait. I need you to sit here for a minute because I need to be honest with you. I have made 20 purchases from the same store on Etsy for those comfort character yandere letters, back to back to back. It was a time, okay? It was a phase. I have recovered, okay? I am different. I am better. That was the old me. I don't know who she was. She had problems. I promise. Okay. Wait, I need you to understand these experiences. Okay. Ignore that. That's my browser. Let's see. Because I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. Of yandere products alone. Okay, listen. I'm going to be vulnerable with you for a moment. Okay? I'm going to be vulnerable with you. Okay. This is Oh no, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry, Spike. I don't know why that did that. Maybe it was because it was linked. Because I'm trying to fix the bot with that, but I gotta work on that. Stream like backhand. But okay. Okay. Here we have back to back to back to back It was... I'm not proud of it. And that's not even including the comfort characters. That stuff was solely the freaking Yandere's alone. I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of it. But it was a time. It was a phase. If I could talk to the old me, I would look her in the eyes and tell her, you are maidenless. And now you're broke. Because you keep spending your money on this instead of buying food or whatever. Oh, she would absolutely not listen. I know that for a fact. I would not listen. I'm like, you're maidenless too. And I'm like, joke's on you. I have a boyfriend who's maidenless now. And then she would call me a liar and tell me to get out. I would not. She would not believe me. She would not be having it. And I find that hilarious. My boyfriend did save me. Here's the thing. I'm pretty sure he knows about this because I showed him my Etsy purchases before and the Patreon purchases. And I'm not sorry. I will not apologize. He knows I'm not going to apologize. But, yeah. No, it was... I can't... If I tried to do that, my boyfriend would look me in the eye like I am insane. Like I lost every single marble I owned. And I wouldn't blame him. Okay. We're gonna bring this down a bit. Well, this... Okay. Sec. That should be good. Okay. I thought, because I'm using my the restream.io chat, so I don't know why it's not showing up. Very weird. Let me see. Let's see if... Let's see this. Now I'm seeing... I think... Okay. See if this works. Hopefully this will work. But I will try to get done what I can get done after stream. Or actually, okay, wait. So, due to a recent update, or I think it was just my iPad glitching, because I've had this for like 6 years or something. 6, 7 years. Don't you do it. So I ran out of data space. I have all the PSD files saved. So I'm gonna have to I preserved the layers as well, so they're not you know what, that's fair to call them excuses. I apologize. Oh my goodness. You know what? We're gonna finish this video. I swear to God, we're never. Oh my God.
Hey, we can keep holding hands.
I don't even have a period, and I would like that. So, I'm not judging. As you may have noticed, Love and Deep Space's main appeal is its male characters, or the love interests. Currently, there are 5 different men in the game who are available to romance, and most players have a bias of sorts toward one particular character. Each love interest in this game is fully voice acted, and they also have their own unique personalities. For instance, Zane is a picky eater, and Raphael doesn't like cats.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Is it a wanderer?
Even worse, a monster.
And these unique personalities and characteristics and backstories, when combined with the game's excellent voice acting and graphics, have resulted in many players forming very strong emotional connections to some of these characters. No judgment here, but there are players who are in fully committed romantic relationships with the characters in this game.
Chinese civil servant Joe is in a 6-month relationship with her first boyfriend. He's a wavy-haired, handsome painter. He's also...
I am absorbing.
Listen, I was in the trenches. I was never in those trenches. Why? You know what? I'm watching a Love and Deep Space video. Of course, it's gonna send me a Tinder ad.
Without chemical insecticides.
fictional.
Yeah. It also doesn't hurt that each love interest is 100% fully obsessed with you, the main character. I mean, having 5 heartthrobs lusting over you at the same time isn't exactly realistic, but all this is kind of explained by the game's lore. It's the year...
We're playing an ultimate game. What makes you think we want anything realistic? That's the opposite of why we're playing. Yes, I did. Yes, I did, and I am slightly ashamed.
2048, and you're a deep space hunter whose job is to fight off these alien things called wanderers. The main character you play as, the female protagonist, is brave, headstrong, and resilient. She's by no means a weak, frail woman who needs to be cared for and protected by a big, strong man. So while the female protagonist is not dependent on the love interest, at the same time, who doesn't want a nice beefcake or 5 to play around with when you're not fighting off weird alien creatures? I mean, it's certainly not the first time I've gone to town on 5 Guys.
Based. I like this guy. I like this guy. Hey, listen. I am not the only one, but I'm sure you can get some solid data from me.
If you know what I mean.
Are you homosexual?
I'm talking about the burger chain, okay?
I'm homosexual.
Anyway, the main character in Love and Deep Space gets reborn every time she dies. So each of these 5 men were her lovers at some point in the past. So this explains why you, the main character, have to dodge these hunks left and right. In my humble opinion, the story is kind of doing too much at times. It is giving the plot of every single young adult romance novel out there.
My baby sister.
What was that?
Yeah, that one was a little... that one was a little... But honestly, yeah, no, it is like every single, YA novel or dark romance novel. And I mean, hey, they know their target audience. I'm not gonna blame them. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I mean, like, they know their target audience. What am I gonna do?
Okay, James.
But it doesn't change the fact that players are super invested in this game. And about that player base, according to one source, approximately 88% of Love and Deep Space players are women. This makes sense considering that it is a dating game marketed to women, but there's more to the story. Love and Deep Space is made by a Chinese company called Paper Games, or as they're known internationally, Infold. You may know them for another game, a little open-world dress-up RPG called Infinity Nikki.
Yeah.
Infinity Nikki and Love and Deep Space are smash hits, and they've achieved massive success because they cater to an underserved demographic of players. And the developer, Infold, has done a really great job of that. For all the
Listen, so if anyone was around back in, early 2000s, 2010s, there was so many dress up games for girls. Like even adult women were so into that. And I don't blame them because I was one of them. Like during recess in the computer lab, I would be playing those games. I'm not ashamed of that. So I mean, like, it is a solid demographic to cater to. I'm not, dissing that.
Criticism I have toward Infold, and trust we're going to get into all that. We also can't deny that they really do seem to care about the quality of their games. It's not like they're just throwing together some assets and getting ChatGPT to shit out a storyline. I really do believe the developers are very meticulous and they're focused on delivering.
I actually played, oh, what was it? It was the original Nikki game, before the 3D one. It was the 2D one. I played that one. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I haven't played Infinity Nikki, but it seems nice. So
High quality games to their players.
The best mobile game goes to Love and Deep Space.
And when it comes to Love and Deep Space, baby, the proof is in the pudding. To give you an idea of the absolute behemoth that this game is, an estimated 50 million people have played Love and Deep Space. Within just 3 days of its launch in January 2024, Love and Deep Space amassed 10 million downloads, and just 2 years after release, this game has generated nearly $1 billion in revenue. These figures are astronomical. Another very important thing to note is that the audience for this game is global. According to one statistic, around 60% of the game's player base resides in China, with the second largest market being the United States, followed by Japan and South Korea. This is really important to note for later, but my point is, it's not easy for a game to achieve international success like this, especially a game that's marketed to a particular demographic of players, to women. And in this way, Love and Deep Space really is an anomaly. It's really incredible what they've achieved. If you think about it, there's really no other game made for the female gamer that has achieved anywhere near this level of success, which also makes this whole ordeal we're about to get into even more depressing. This might be a hot take,
okay,
I don't
Isma,
know,
good
but
night.
women deserve games that are made for them. And for the last 2 years, Love and Deep Space was kind of this shining example of a game doing just that and doing it incredibly well. I know I keep edging you, but before we get into the controversy, there's one more part of this whole backstory that I have to mention. If you approach a Love and Deep Space player and ask them, why do you play this game? They'll most likely tell you about their favorite love interest and gush about the storyline, for example. They're super invested in this product, but it's not just an emotional investment, it's also financial. That is because Love and Deep Space is a gacha game. And the way they've implemented gacha into this game is both genius and extremely predatory. Basically, you can spend money to roll for memories, which unlock more storylines for those 5 male interests we talked about. So with Love and Deep Space, when players invest monetarily in the game, they're rewarded emotionally. They're spending money to further their emotional investment in a character. We can't ignore the fact that with Love and Deep Space, the feelings and finances are intertwined. When I was preparing for this video, I found players who spent thousands and thousands of dollars on this game. And that's not an exaggeration. Here's one person who spent $5,500 on the game. Here's another who spent $6,000. Love and Deep Space also has a VIP system with various tiers, and apparently you can't even unlock the first tier without spending $700 US. Tier 2 unlocks after you spend $2,100. And allegedly, those are the prices for the Chinese players, and the prices to unlock those tiers for global players is even higher. My point is, there are players who have spent upwards of $10,000 on this game. I just want that to sink in. Love and Deep Space came out in 2024, folks. I cannot.
I mean, yeah, like I said, that demographic for that niche, like, they are dedicated. They are willing to throw down that money. I know a lot of them are willing to throw down that money. So it's not that surprised. I mean, it's a very profitable market, I imagine.
Fathom them spending that much money on a game over the course of 2 years, but some players are. Some people have spent $10,000-$15,000 on this one single game. So yes, from a business perspective, it's genius to get players emotionally and financially invested in your game, but from a consumer rights perspective, it's extraordinarily exploitative. And I'm telling you this
Absolutely.
because it's very important to keep that in mind as we analyze this community and dive headfirst into the shitstorm that is love and deep space.
New Vagisil Sensitive Sense washes are giving joyful, energizing, relaxing, and sensual vibes. Aromatherapy plus probiotic technology.
Love and deep shit, I love it.
A trailer was released for Love and Deep Space, and it rocked the community. This trailer was for a brand new love interest named Valko, who was going to be added to the game's
That's the
next
name.
update on July 9th. He would be the 6th overall love interest and the first to be added since January 2025. This was a great new addition for players, but a terrible thing for anyone who likes making Five Guys jokes. Our boy Valko is a 26-year-old werewolf and chairman of a technology conglomerate. Obviously, the guys in this game are not only super hot, they're also rich and successful. But as I said, the last love interest to be added to the game was in January 2025, so players had been waiting patiently for a year and a half for another love interest to be added. Therefore, when Valko was announced, the excitement was palpable. Well, kinda. Because Valko's announcement kind of split the Love and Deep Space community. On one hand, we had players who were super excited for another love interest, and on the other, there were a lot of players who were very upset by the introduction of this werewolf tech CEO. Internationally, players appeared to be quite receptive to Valko, but within the game's Chinese player base, it was a totally different story. It appeared that a significant portion of the Chinese player base thought Valko was, wait for it, ugly.
What?
They hated his red hair.
Ugly. I guess people have their own definite. Is it? Why?
They hated his wolf ears, his tail. They said he was too buff, his body was too big. Some players even claimed his skin was too dark.
But you've got people saying, by the way, the CN fan base doesn't want Valko because he's tan, that's fucking hilarious. I mean, I guess, what am I? I guess I'm black as fuck.
Are we all seeing the same person here, or am I losing my fucking mind? Too dark. Take a look at the side.
Okay, when you look at like the side by side, he looks. Is it wrong of me to say he looks the same? Like, I genuinely don't. I don't see a difference.
Side photo of all 6 love interests lined up, I am not seeing how Valko is so different to these other characters. His skin is clearly not dark, and even if it were, would that be a bad thing? Look at these pasty white fucks. Are you kidding me? We could really use some como se dice color. I mean, is the diversity in the...
I mean, it would be nice to have some melanin for them, you know, like it would be nice for them to add a character with a little bit of melanin, you know, maybe a little some hair with a C, you know. I mean, that's just me though.
room with us. I think not, but this was a very real complaint that the Chinese player base had against Valko. And even several hours after his reveal trailer, the backlash only grew and grew, with some Chinese players claiming Valko was, quote, the ugliest male lead of any otome game. I mean, if this guy's ugly,
Damn.
there's no hope for the rest of us. I'm like a negative 100 compared to this guy.
Oh.
Too ugly, too masculine, not pretty enough, homosexual, and apparently just not good enough for them. I don't know. It's really weird. I don't really understand it, because to me, is Valko giving ugly? Is he giving any of those things that they're saying? No.
But beyond some of the Chinese players claiming Valko was too dark, too big, and too muscular, they also claimed he was, quote, too gay.
Another thing that was happening was homophobia. So allegedly, there was an accusation that Valko was made for male fans of the game, and that the game is now trying to appeal to men by adding Valko into it.
Many Chinese female players feel like a wolf or a bear character is gay. So there were many complaints that Valko was gay, actually.
You've got some people saying he's gay, and then some people saying he looks too masculine. I think I saw some people saying he looks that masculine that only men would be attracted to him, and I was like, okay, what?
That guy is a fairy, bitch. He is not. That's the gayest man I ever met. You slay queen.
I mean, at this point, Chinese players were really pulling.
I'm so confused. I'm so confused.
Every bigoted insult out of the bag. It got so bad that the official Love and Deep Space account had to comment on Chinese social media and tell players that Valko was not gay and, quote, all the male protagonists are heterosexual yesterday, today, tomorrow, and forever. And they said this during Pride Month, too. What in the homophobia is going on here? You know what the tea is? This game tried to sponsor me last year, and I turned it down like I do every video game. Thank God. I don't want to work with homophobes. The fuck?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the damage
No, that's fair.
control didn't work. The Chinese community claimed Valko was only made with the global audience in mind and with zero respect for what Chinese players themselves actually wanted. One person wrote, if they want to add a black love interest to Love and Deep Space, then they can go ahead, but they should keep it out of the Chinese version of the game.
If you want to break into the African market, make a black character. I don't care, just don't put them in my game. Which practically sounds to me, don't put black people in the game. That's what it sounds like to me, right? Just straight up racism.
Volko.
Yeah, that's what it's sounding like. Ugh. Yikes.
I want to remind you, Volko. That's fine to me. This is the guy. Brother man. This is not black.
Now, I don't know if this was supposed to be a hypothetical or if they're literally saying Valko is black. Actually, I don't want to know the answer. But before we get too deep in the weeds with this, I just want to be clear that when I refer to the Chinese players, I don't want it to seem like I'm generalizing about all of them. Chinese people are not a monolith. I'm sure there are many Chinese players who had no problem with Valko, who even wanted Valko to be added. I'm sure some of them loved Valko. But we also can't deny that the backlash from the Chinese community specifically, which again comprises about 60% of all Love and Deep Space players, was significant. They were the main group of players who were pushing back against Valko. And following Valko...
Yeah, it's, I guess, I think what he's trying to say, I don't know the actual statistics of the amount of Chinese players that didn't like Valko compared to the ones that did. I think it's like the reference of like loud minority over the majority, I think is what he's trying to say.
Announcement, Love and Deep Space's Chinese social media accounts lost a combined 1 million followers. Listen to this. Players were so angry that they were sending funeral flower arrangements to the developers' offices. They were posting photos giving the middle finger to Infold's headquarters, and yes, the rumors are true. They sent literal shit to the company's doorstep.
The Love and Deep Space
Crazy.
sent Infold's offices cow poop. So just when you think the gacha space, like gacha gaming space, can't get any crazier, the Chinese players have sent cow dung, chrysanthemums, curse banners, and ritual items to Infold offices over the controversy of Love and Deep Space.
Crazy.
I was talking about players being super emotionally and financially invested in this game. We're seeing the consequences of that right here. This behavior is a direct consequence of players investing hundreds, if not thousands of dollars and thousands more hours into this game, into characters and storylines that they're heavily committed to on an emotional level. I mean, the developers literally program the love interest to get mad at you if you don't log into the game.
Forgot to respond to my messages? Are you trying to get back at me? Did you check your phone? While you were away, I responded to all the messages I missed. Doesn't that mean I've suffered enough?
Crazy. Oh my god.
Imagine not logging into a game for a few days and getting scolded by a hairless twink with the middle part. They did this on purpose.
Crazy.
There's a feature to sync your menstrual cycle with the game so that your love interests comment about it.
If you're planning to use a tampon before bed, I can set an alarm. That way you can wake up early and change it.
It's getting weird.
But
did you know that you
listen, some women particularly
documentaries, dramas, and the best.
Infold
Yeah, they want
crafted
that.
the game this way to get people invested and engaged, and we can see now that the level of player engagement was a double-edged sword for the developer.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just a suggestion. Stop being parasocial. Stop being so obsessed over like 2D men. Men that don't exist. Go touch some grass. Like, I'm begging you.
What the?
Listen, girly. Like, okay, anyone who's like been that. I was there. I know. You don't need to explain it to me. You don't gotta explain a thing to me. Girlies. Besties. Non-binaries. Please, we need to touch grass sometimes. We do, we really, really do. And I understand you don't need to explain yourself. I was there. I know firsthand. I was that. We gotta touch grass, guys.
Hell is going on? People are so chronically online. Like, this is genuinely crazy. Touch grass is an understatement.
Valko was announced on June 22nd with plans for his character to be officially added with the July 9th update. On June 27th and June 29th, Infold released statements saying they were proceeding with Valko's addition as planned.
At this point, they were still explaining the intentions behind his character. They were still correcting rumors surrounding him. They were still defending the context behind parts of his PV. And they were publicly pushing back against what they described as organized misinformation.
But then something really weird happened. Suddenly, on June 30th, just 24 hours after reaffirming their intention of adding Valko, an official statement was released by Infold on social media saying the following. Over the past several days, our team has been closely following your conversations and feedback across all platforms. For the issues that have surfaced since the announcement of version 6.0 and the frustration these have caused our community, we want to clearly state we are sorry. After reflecting on recent events, we recognize that we moved forward with the introduction of Valko before we were truly ready. In doing so, we let down the players who have supported us from the start, and we also fell short of delivering the experience that players anticipating Valko deserved. We have decided to cancel both the launch and any further development of the new love interest. We also commit that no additional love interest will be introduced in future content plans.
Wait, bestie. So we're only gonna have 5? No more? No different flavors? Bestie. What? What? Come on, I need more. Bro.
The developer of the popular Chinese Otamo game Love in Deep Space has just
Otamo.
announced the cancellation of their newest love interest, Valko, on all of their social media channels as of this morning.
Infold is canceling the Valko launch.
Valko's release got canceled.
Oh. Okay.
As you can
Yeah.
imagine, this caused an uproar. The Love and Deep Space community was outraged by this decision.
And if only there was somebody to blame.
Oh my god.
Wait. There is.
What do you mean you introduced Valko, got us all hot and bothered, and then turned around and said, just kidding, we're killing him?
You people that were against Valko and any other love interest coming out ruined it for everybody and yourselves.
Yeah.
You're finally realizing that.
And then to take it one step further and say we won't be introducing any new love interest in the future seemed like such an extreme choice.
One day they were issuing a formal company stamped statement defending the intentions behind Valko's character and confronting what they described as organized misinformation, and the next day he was gone.
Was the backlash from that loud minority of Chinese players really that severe? Did it really warrant this dramatic response? Well, there's actually more to the story.
Bro, was it... I'm not trying to be rude. I'm genuinely asking, was it really that deep? Was it that deep, guys? Was it really? Come on, bestie. Was it really that deep?
Back in April, a storyline was added to Love and Deep Space, and one of the files associated with that storyline had the name A0731. For those who don't know, the number 731 has a very specific historical meaning in China. It's the name of a Japanese military unit that conducted some pretty gross experiments on Chinese citizens during the 1930s and 40s. Anyone who lives in mainland China is aware of the association between the number 731 and that gruesome event in Chinese history. So, back in April, when Chinese players saw A0731 in the game, they were furious just seeing the sequence.
Oh no, I feel like that's valid. Like, to be upset over that, absolutely. I feel that is absolutely fair. So
731 in the game was enough to piss a lot of people off.
If you don't know, the number 731 is very, very sensitive, and that number in that context, that's what's actually enraged the people online.
To be honest with you, I can't defend Infold here. They're a Chinese company. They should have known better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Complaints from the player base. This one I can really understand. Whether the developers did this intentionally or accidentally, according to them, it was not on purpose. It was just like a date placeholder or something. It doesn't matter. It was a massive oversight. They should have caught this before it went live in the game.
Even
absolutely.
If it was genuinely accidental, I can understand why people were upset.
Chinese players
absolutely
felt this was a completely inappropriate thing to include or associate with the game whatsoever, and it caused a lot of resentment with Love and Deep Space's Chinese player base. But here's the weird thing. Even though all this happened 3 months prior to Valko even being revealed, when he was announced, there was all this misinformation going around and people saying that the A0731 drama was connected to Valko's character, and that simply was untrue.
It's not even Valko. This is not Valko's chapter, and this is not Valko's storyline. This is connected to Isaiah, Soren, and Xavier's side of the lore. So why is Valko being canceled for Xavier's lore? And why is this suddenly being brought up?
Wait, so if those numbers are associated with lore tied to Xavier, what does Valko have to do with it? I'm not excusing the numbers. I'm not excusing that. What does it have to do with Valko for people to be upset over Valko for that one?
To the surface now.
There was no association between that number and Valko. Again, that happened 3 months before Valko was teased. Now, we can't deny that it may have played a role in the negative reception to Valko because tensions in the Chinese player base were already high at the time due to that scandal. Players were already on edge, but it seemed like Valko was just being used as a scapegoat, or escape wolf in this case, for players who were already angry about other stuff. Poor guy was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, like a twisted version of the Three Little Pigs, where all the players were just bullying Valko and trying to blow his house down instead. But there's actually even more reasons why people were so angry at the big bad wolf. A constant complaint Love and Deep Space players have had for a while is how slow the pace is with which love interests are updated and given new storylines. One of the most upvoted posts on the Love and Deep Space subreddit talks about this. Many players have actually quit the game after spending so much time investing in it because they feel like the content is just coming out so slowly. The payoff or their return on their investment of time and money isn't fast enough with this game. So when Valko was announced, some players were furious that they were adding a brand new character instead of working on content for the existing characters. With
that's
game,
fair.
A lot of players have a bias toward one particular character. So if their character isn't getting updated or getting new content, they get upset. Naturally.
As they stated, there are no updates for other characters' storyline in the main story for over 5 months. So the Chinese girls are thinking that it's because they're poor, like most of their productivity into Valko, and the other characters are neglected.
And look, I understand if you're emotionally and financially invested in a game, you want to feel like you're getting that return, but at the same time, getting mad that your favorite fictional character in a video game.
I can I don't think getting mad at Valko being added specifically. I think it's okay to critique the company for not adding on to the plot of the main game, like the base story of it, and adding a new character that doesn't excuse me, that doesn't really, I guess, build the plot more. I can understand being unhappy with that. But, like, I feel like it's just, Valko's just the scapegoat on everything.
Isn't getting enough attention is kind of giving K-pop stans levels of crazy. I'm sorry.
Oh my god,
Sorry I had to
yes.
say it. Why are we fighting battles over a fictional character? And why are we acting this parasocial over them?
I'm tired of people acting like a multi-million-dollar gambling game company cares about the fan base for real. It's a game designed to give you an addiction. Oh, be nice to the company because they make girl games or whatever. But I'm like, it's a gambling game. That's like saying that the casino likes you, you know? It's like saying the stripper likes you or you're going to propose to it. Like, she don't care about you.
I guess
no, valid.
Day, that is Infold's fault because they created this game to get people super invested in it. But when the roles were reversed or the tables were turned and they realized that, hey, this is actually a two-way street. And when things are good, they're really good. But when things are bad, people are going to turn on us. They created this monster is basically what I'm saying. However, there was no proof that the developers were prioritizing Valko and thus ignoring the other love interests. Historically, Infold has always been very slow to give updates to storylines for the existing 5 guys anyway. That infrequency has always been a problem, and we can't blame Valko for it. But when we consider how invested so many players are in these hairless twunks, you can understand how it contributed to even more frustration. However, the 731 scandal and the lack of updates for existing love interests wasn't even the full story. In a teaser trailer for Valko, he was allegedly shown entering the main character's house uninvited and kind of roughhousing with her. Apparently, when some Love and Deep Space players saw this, they equated it with domestic violence and said the game was glorifying home invasions.
Hi, welcome.
A promotional trailer that was released.
So we're getting updated on the Love and Deep Space drama because I know vaguely, like I heard vaguely about it, but I didn't know like the details of it. Some things I do find a little excessive, but some things very understandable to be upset. Very understandable. So
For Valko had showed Valko as a werewolf entering MC's room, in which it said, "Lure the wolf into the room." Some felt that the promotional material, showing a man wolf entering a woman's home, specifically a woman who lives alone, home invasion, basically that we need to bring more awareness to women's safety, and that this card.
Hi, I'm good. How are you? Dude, those are very serious topics to talk about. I'm not dissing that at all. I'm not saying that those are not important things to talk about. They very much are. Is this the game to be talking about that? Like, respectfully, it's just an ultimate game. It is genuinely just an ultimate game meant to cater to that niche, that audience. I don't know.
And this trailer isn't really doing that.
They basically said Valko is both an animal predator and a sexual predator. The specific scene
that's
that
crazy.
these angry fans were referring to was actually for a Bond story that takes place after you reach a certain relationship level with Valko. So it wasn't like the first time interaction with this character. He's not a stranger.
We're talking about like the hate from the game Love and Deep Space that happened, the hate towards Valko, who was going to be added, but now he's not going to be added, and there will be no additional love interest added to the game later. Guys, I feel because of the hate and stuff they've been receiving on social media, specifically from a loud minority of Chinese players, specifically from my understanding, and guys, we're not gonna get any more love interests or different types of love interests. Like, guys, come on. Guys.
For entering your character's home unannounced. And I don't believe Valko's behavior in this scene is any different than how the other love interests behave. Doesn't Silas, another love interest, kidnap you at some point in the storyline?
Yes, he does. I used to love Silas. He was my fave at when I played Love in Deep Space. Silas is such a dark romance character. Like, guys, he's not exactly the healthiest if he was in real life. Let's be honest. Let's be completely 100%. Let's keep it a bean. Like, what? Why get upset over it? I don't know. Like, like you're gonna get mad at Valko, but I mean, like, guys, we already have Silas. Like, be so for real.
Don't two of the other love interests kind of stalk your character? This game literally is about these guys who are
Yeah, dude, literally, Caleb is a huge stalker. He's like supposed to be like look like a green flag, and it really is a red flag. Silas is just like the not hiding the red flag. Like, be so for real. Like, you're complaining. Like, I don't personally understand because Valko is like, I don't know. It's just I feel like the other characters that already exist that everyone loves have already kind of done worse, have they not? I don't know. That's just me.
obsessed with your character, who, as a reminder, is a trained deep space hunter. She's not a weak, defenseless woman.
You have other characters who have also committed crimes, you know? Silas forcibly tried to resonate with MC. Caleb drugged MC. You know, there's other instances where MC is kind of put in danger from the love interest. And that's kind of where I was a bit like, do we draw the line at home invasion or what?
These dark.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, that like that feels a bit weird. Like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. It does not make sense to me.
Like themes were already in the game before Valko. Again, it really seems like all this was blown out of proportion. Kinda like the fans were looking for a reason to be outraged, and Valko was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. And I don't know, maybe it's because I was Team Jacob.
You imprinted on my daughter?
And therefore I have.
Okay, listen, that was really messed up. I understand, but that was really messed up. Yeah. I don't know, man. I really don't know.
A soft spot for werewolves, but I don't believe any of this was reason enough to cancel Valko. This whole situation is the embodiment of making a mountain out of a molehill, of the angry minority just being a whole lot louder than everyone else and drowning out the rational, normal voices. I really feel like it's safe to say that a vast majority of the global player base liked Valko and also felt that this whole drama was blown way out of proportion.
Yes.
However, I can also see when we take a step back and consider all these factors in
The 731, I believe. No, that is 1,000% understandable to be upset about. I'm not gonna diss that at all. That is, but hating Valko because because people said he seemed darker than the other characters and all that. I'm like, and when complaining that he's like misogynistic or something because and worse than the other characters when the other pre-existing characters have already done worse. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. That specifically does not make sense to me.
we can understand how this was just gasoline on the fire. All this stuff, the A0731 scandal, the lack of updates, the home invasion, quote unquote, all of this fueled that fraction of the player base that was already unhappy with the decisions that had been made predating Valko. But lo and behold, all of this was apparently reason enough for Infold to wipe Valko from existence. So they released that statement on June 30th, effectively deleting Valko. And of course, when that July 9th update rolled around, Valko was nowhere to be found. They scrubbed all the Valko teasers from social media. Any mention of him was deleted. Even the voice actor for Valko, who was scheduled to appear at an upcoming anime expo, which some fans had already booked tickets for, by the way, Infold went so far as to pull the plug on that meet and greet.
Baby, you got to go to hell, okay?
Like, yeah, no, that's messed up.
You do it, the better off everybody involved is going to be. So
Yeah.
There is this whole other
No, it's
element
messed
that
up.
goes into this, and it does involve the Chinese government. The whole A0731 scandal made its way into big news publications in China, and they were falsely reporting that it was associated with Valco. Apparently, fans were so furious that they filed complaints with the Consumer Protection Department of the government. There were even women's rights organizations in China complaining that the home invasion scene was putting women in danger.
It got serious enough that the Women's Federation, which is basically the representation of women's rights for the government, come to criticize it.
This whole thing was in the mainstream news media for a few days. And look, the whole internet and media in China is its own self-contained vortex. Things can get out of hand and blown way out of proportion very easily because they don't have a ton of influence from outside country, like international news and stuff. So I completely understand that at the time, Infold must have been under extreme pressure. But also at the same time, I can't help but feel like, did they really think this loud minority of fans was going to ruin the entire company or destroy the game? I don't really get it. The average person does not give a fuck about this. If I were not chronically online and I saw this on the news, I would be like, what a bunch of fucking nerds. Some angry parasocial fans are giving us the middle finger on social media. So the fuck what? Ignore them, bro. A rabid Love and Deep Space fan is yelling outside of our offices like a fucking lunatic. Ignore them. We're literally talking about a gacha game that's about romancing a bunch of hot dudes. I think this whole thing would have blown over in just a few days. This is not something so severe that the general public needed to be concerned about it. This is one of the few cases where I can confidently say it's really not that deep. They added a werewolf character with red hair to the game and you're acting like your world is being destroyed. Seriously? Get a fucking life. It's weirdo behavior. So when I look at things this way, I can't help but feel like Infold took these people way too seriously and they gave way too much credence to this loud minority and their complaints, and in turn they ended up making the worst possible decision they could have. None of this
It's so... It's making a mountain out of a molehill, and it's not that deep. It really isn't. It truly isn't.
Makes any sense to me. Why go through all the effort of creating this character and spending so much time and money developing Valco and his story, hiring a voice...
Like, I don't understand. You're taking such a loss from this. By choosing to fold on this particularly, you're taking such a loss from it. I don't understand. Because the coding, the animation, the voice acting, the promotional material, everything that goes into adding a new character into a game, especially like Love and Deep Space, that's so like well made and thorough. I genuinely don't understand. I don't. Because it was a loud minority. It was. It was not, from my understanding, it was not the majority. It's not. It's true. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Factor marketing him. They did all this only to turn around and erase him from existence?
And of course we got an ad. I hate.
What? It just feels like such a waste, not just on a creative level, but also financially. You're telling me Infold believed it was more cost effective to pull the plug on this character and just absorb all the hundreds or thousands or millions of dollars they spent creating and marketing Valco. They chose to do all that instead of just ignoring.
Also, I feel bad for the voice actor that just got cut for all that. I feel bad. I genuinely feel bad.
That loud minority of fans who were angry and releasing him. Why just abandon all that hard work? That is what confuses me. It's the damage this decision did to Infold financially and to their reputation. I guess we'll never really know what transpired between that June 29th statement by Infold reaffirming their commitment to Valco and then the June 30th statement canceling him altogether. Was there a noticeable decline in revenue? Did Chinese whales stop spending that much? It doesn't appear to be the case. Actually, the revenue started declining after they removed Valco. Did some high-up executive at Infold step in and tell them they had to cancel Valco? Was the social media backlash too much for the company to handle? There were even rumors going around that this whole thing was a scheme orchestrated by a rival gacha game company to sabotage Infold. Honestly, I'm starting to believe that because it would make a lot more sense than any of this other shit. I really don't get it. And sadly, I'm not sure we will ever get the full story here. Maybe there was something nefarious going on behind the scenes that we're oblivious to, but since we don't have the full story, perhaps the only likely scenario that can explain all this is just mismanagement. I really do kind of feel like Infold may just be incompetent as a company. And I'm not referring to the developers themselves. I'm referring to the leadership, the executives making these big decisions. This is not the first time Infold has been put through the ringer by their own player base, and it's not the first time their reputation has been tarnished due to a decision they made themselves with their own IP. Last year, there was a massive drama with Infinity Nikki, another Infold game. They released that now notorious 1.5 update, and it sent shockwaves through the Infinity Nikki community. Players organized a boycott, or girlcott as they called it, due to the changes that were made to the game's monetization and to its lore. For whatever reason, Infold completely retconned the storyline of
Yeah, I heard that there was like a super beautifully animated Infinity Nikki like opening scene, and it's poof, gone. Yeah, no,
Infinity Nikki, and for players who had invested so much time and money into that game, what they did with the storyline was unacceptable. The player count plummeted, the game got review bombed, and prominent influencers chose to leave the game's partner program out of protest. We're here about a year and a half later, and Infinity Nikki still has not recovered from
I've noticed the reviews were awful.
Eerily similar has happened with Love and Deep Space. Truly, Infold's commitment to sabotaging their own IP needs to be studied. And now my only question is, was it worth it? Yes, some of the fans were acting crazy as fuck, I get it. Some of them were being racist and homophobic and grasping at straws. But at the end of the day, this is Infold's game. This is their IP. They created it.
Bro, at the end of the day, this is what's going to make you money. And it's like, for the Infinity Nikki thing, literally work on your bugs. Why did you need to retcon the opening, the plot of the story? I don't understand that part. Like, what? It's like that one. It's like the one voice clip from Inside. I think it's like Inside Out. Where she's like, what is going on inside their head? I don't get it. I don't get it.
And the decisions they made in the past and are making now are so terrible, bro. Sure, the 731 reference was problematic and the anger.
Oh, that one, absolutely. I'm not gonna.
The complaints about the slow updates are also understandable, but it's the decision to completely cut Valco out of the game. That decision is both unexplainable and indefensible.
It's really dumb. I think it's really dumb.
At this point, we really do have to wonder what the hell is wrong with Infold. This is now the second time they've sabotaged one of their own games. Does the CEO have a humiliation kink? If that's the case, join the club, bro. But you need to learn to entertain that humiliation kink in the comfort of your own home. In your private time. Don't ruin these games for the public. Now, there is some silver lining to all of this. Back when that whole Infinity Nikki drama happened last year, I really admired the way that that community responded to the whole 1.5 update. They organized a boycott. They stopped supporting the game financially. They expressed their frustration in an acceptable way, not by sending boxes of shit to Infold's headquarters, but by writing reviews for the game and expressing their opinions on social media respectfully. And I've seen a lot of really great things from the Love and Deep Space community. For instance, instead of spending money on the game, the Love and Deep Space players have donated that money to animal shelters, to flood relief, to
like, that's great. That's like, instead of the money you would spend on the game, redirect it to other things. Like, that's a great way to talk about or like display your problems with the game. Instead, you go on racist or homophobic like ramblings or rants on social media and sending manure to the headquarters of the game developers. Like, there are good ways. Like, there were amazing ways. The girl caught for Infinite Nikki, that was amazing. That was great. That made actual change. But this over an Ultimate game and crashing out like this horribly for homophobic and racist rhetoric, specifically that part, like the 731, absolutely every right to be upset. I'm not gonna, especially they know that's such a deeply traumatic thing for China, and you're a Chinese company, you would know that. Like, that's ridiculous. But the racist and homophobic, like, ramblings and rants, that makes no sense. That's ridiculous. I don't.
Wildlife charities.
The community fighting for Valco chose to respond in a completely different way. Fans donated to orphanages, they supported wolf conservation efforts, and the Chinese
yeah.
kingdom raised more than 300,000 yuan, around 44,000 US dollars, for flood victims in Guangxi.
They made petitions
Yeah.
that garnered hundreds of thousands of signatures. That's pretty badass, right? In the end, this is yet another example of a game being absolutely wrecked by terrible decisions from a video game company. It is a tale as old as time at this point, but I guess the moral of the
Truly
story
nothing
is
new,
don't
honestly.
go out and spend a bunch of money on a game. It's rarely worth it, even if it does give you some attention from 5 hot studs. And to Valco, you enamored us all with your beastly gaze, and although your tail is gone, your gay, dark, global, ginger spirit will always remain. Bro could break into my house anytime. I'm just saying. Can we
Crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's insane.